going through their belongings and searching out things they can sell. That's the reality for many women born in the 1950s. They say it's due to the two changes to the state pension age that will bring retirement ages for men and women to the same age of 66. It's not the equality that's the issue, but the problem that many women hadn't been informed.
It was a real shock because the first thing I ever knew about it was 2013. I received a letter from the DWP telling me that I wouldn't be receiving my pension for at least another 6 years. Now, I was in shock and denial, and I kept the letter out for a couple of days thinking, I don't understand this. And I rang them and they confirmed it, that I would be needing to wait another 6 years.
Sina is just getting by, but has come forward to speak as she knows that there are women unable to come forward who are in significant dire straits.
It's not enough time. It just wasn't enough time for me. I was lucky enough I had taken, earlier on in my working life, I'd taken out some small working private pensions, but they're dwindling, they really are. But I'm not sure that I'm one of the lucky ones, to be honest, because I've got money that I can rely on for a little while longer, but it's going.
As a result of delays to their state pensions, more than 1 million women in their early 60s have become poorer. That's according to a new study by researchers at the Institute of Fiscal Studies, the IFS. WASPI are a campaign group, Women Against State Pension Inequality. They're helping almost 3.5 million 1950s women who had no time to put in place alternative financial arrangements. Dawn is a supporter of the WASPI campaign and feels there's been a great injustice.
Putting it into perspective, when you look at how much pension women of the 50s are losing because they can't retire till mostly they're 65, 66. If you work it out, it does work out to about £45,000 that we are actually losing from our income. That is money that is very, very difficult to earn when you reach 63, when you reach 64. That's a huge chunk of money that you actively have to earn again. And if you don't have a job, which many WASPI ladies don't have jobs, many WASPI ladies are actually on their own. They're either widowed or divorced. They have to give up work because of their health. They will, I would, if I lost my job, actively have to look for work again, to actually go and sign on and get work allowance until you could find another job.
Dawn has written several letters to officials, including the Prime Minister, and received a reply that it would be the Department for Work and Pensions who responds. A spokesman for the Department for Work and Pensions said, "The decision to equalise and increase the state pension age is both fair and sustainable for future generations and in line with continuing rises in life expectancy. Women retiring today can still expect to receive the state pension for over 24.5 years on average, which is more than any generation before them and several years longer than men." Joshua Humphreys is helping his mum with campaigning where he can.
I think essentially you're promised quite a lot of things in your lifetime, quite a few things from the government, and that's had the rug pulled out from underneath them, and that leaves quite an ambiguous future for young people like me as well. If they're not getting the things that they were promised, what does that mean for my generation as well? So I want my mum to be happy and healthy and to be able to support herself as much as she can in her life, and I want to kind of be guaranteed that same future too.
My husband and I marched on Westminster back in March, and the amount of fever and anger we saw there across the board from women, mostly from up north, were really, really vocal, and they're the ones I think that have been hit the hardest. I had a lot of admiration for those girls, a lot of admiration that they'd come out fighting.
Shan Robbins, That's TV.